What's the matter, you? Hey, what you gotta say? Hey, how are ya? It's Amy Lee. Thank you for watching my channel. Today we're gonna discuss steampunk. Why not? If you'd like to support the channel, PayPal, it's even Mona Lisa. Gmail.com. Talking about Deets. Alright. So, steampunk. Where do I start? Now, I have watched about, I think, 15 videos on steampunk today. I Googled it all up. I did some Reddits and Quora, my usual ones, and then I'll go off into the world of God knows where. The biggest steampunk festival is in the UK. It's Lincoln, UK. So they just had it in August 24. It was pretty cool. So I got to see that. That's the biggest world festival of steampunk. Now you might say, okay, Amy, but what the hell is steampunk? Steampunk. I'm going to turn this back on because Mama's hot, honey. Mama is hot. Just going to throw out some words. Words, you heard? Victorian fashion. Breasts, power packs, belts, backpacks, animal versions of anything you want mechanical. Pistons, boots, steam-powered boxes, canes, clocks, hats with plumes, derbies, umbrellas, cakes. Cakes? I meant to say capes, but you know what? I wouldn't mind a cake out of steam. All right, steamy cake. Clocks, umbrellas. Does that say teapot ropes? What, girl? Girl, what you talking about? Teapot races. Teapot races. The old scuba gear. The old classic, you know, you see the guy down the ocean. That. They wear that. Some do, some don't. Those goggles, the crazy goggles, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe blue color, maybe green. Every time I think of this stuff, I think of like, stop saying like, I think of brassy, golden, amber hues. But I also like stripes and checks and black and white. So you can do whatever you want. It is so cool. It's just so cool. Artillery, bow and arrows, capes, wings, nautical gear, costumes, festivals, movies, magazines, art, plane gear, aeronautical gear, which is plane gear, but not plain. It's not plain, I tell you. It's not odd. Anyway, bustles. You need a steam sauna, so you have to have your own name. So you can make it up depending on what your costume is. Now, this is a Victorian-based costume. Mutton sleeves. Do you know what those are? You ever see those, you know, back in Victorian times, and they got those big, puffy, crazy, weird, those are mutton sleeves. Petticoats. They have their own music. They have their own art. I love it. I think it's super cool. Some movies that you might know steampunk in would be The Wild Wild West. Remember that? With good old Slap You Sensible. Man, I don't like that guy anymore, and I'm not even naming his name, but that is actually a pretty cool movie when it comes to steampunk. It just is. You know what? It is. It's not everybody else's fault he slapped the crap out of somebody. Hugo, another movie, and Oz, Great and Powerful are also steampunky. I like that stuff. It's kind of like a pirate and a robot put together, a lot of steampunk. Mechanical insects. Balloons from the sky with giant pipes out of them and clock-like fixtures. And I had a dentist I had a dentist. He fixed my teeth as I looked above. Balloons. Balloons. Steampunk balloons. So they're all patchy as if somebody took all their quilts, put them together, flew it above. And it's really neat because it'll be like a sail ship and a balloon. Like a patchwork balloon on an old pirate sail ship. I think it's just so neat. It's like a magical persona with intellectual, mechanical pageantry. It's stoic, it's rebellion, it's saying, I'll figure it out. Special powers, integrity, creativity, it's just elasticity. I just think it's really neat. So it's basically based on social structures of the early 20th century. So it's a mix of scientific, like sci-fi, and past alternate histories. Now, you're not going to find any plastics, okay? You're dealing with metals and glass, that's it. There's no plastics. No plastics. Don't bother with plastic, if anything on your body, if you're going to do some steampunk. It's mechanical, electrical, colonial, intellectual, nostalgic, brass, steel, artistry, innovative thoughts. Sometimes you'll see people take things, you'll go, oh my gosh, this one guy had a really cool thing. So you base your costume could be just a costume. You could just dress in really cool garb. Or you could go the mechanical route where your costume is your persona, but it's also a mechanical object that can achieve something. As if you're being chased, kind of like Mr. Gadget. It reminds me a lot of Mr. Gadget. Like, stop saying like before I beat your ass. So, it seems like, like, a clock on your head and a shot glass and see something. Okay, so I had this guy that I saw. He had something, he opened his coat, and a net came out, and the net just flew at the guy across the room. But the net also had the heavy things on it to collect around you, so that you'd be like, I can't get out of this net. I'm in the net. So I love it. I love it a lot. I've never done this yet. Big hot air balloons, airplanes, bicycles, the kind that had one really big wheel and one little tiny wheel. Because it's a Victorian age. Children can do it, families can do it, couples. There's no gay, straight, trans, none of that crap. It's all just go put some mechanics or whatever on your head and have some fun. I love it. There were a couple books that I feel like made a difference in steampunk, Captain Nemo, The Machine Stops, Modern Utopia, and Time and Again. Those are some ones that I like. They do. There's hundreds. The first books that came out were like 20s, 30s, but nobody named it steampunk until 87. So, think about it. If you were into steampunk, what would your costume be? What would your steam sona be? What would your name be? You almost need a power, it seems like. A mechanical, intellectual power. Something that makes you unable to beat in an odd way. But just when you think you got somebody, then bloop, something comes out of your jacket. I just think this is cool. It's like time travel. Time travel in the Victorian area. Mark me down, baby. I'm down to clown. Solutions in science. I love science. And I think this is so cool. Hey, who wants to go? Let's head out. I don't know how I'd get to the UK, but they have them all over the United States also. Geez, now I gotta go to a furry festival. I gotta go to an adult baby diaper lovers festival. I'm gonna go to a steampunk festival. And of course a fetish ball. So, it's hyper intellectualism, analytical, logical, technological, persuasive wonder of anarchy. Genius inventors, evil masterminds. Remember, if there's good, there's evil. Super weapons, mechanical insects, fly into the future, the futuristic past with steampunk.